Welcome to this week.
Bye.
Bye. This is a good show.
Thanks for tuning in. Oh, and we're back.
And we're back. Thank you. Welcome to this week at Four Horsemen, where we're thinking about things furry.
Okay.
And we're going to send Ron to Anthrocon, and he's going to get us we're going to give you the code name Dronky. I like it. Yes.
I'm in.
We're going to have an interview with a very special furry celebrity, and you're going to go live to the convention. We have it queued up.
I like where this is going.
No. Don't look over there.
Don't look over there.
Look over here.
I'm looking over here.
Yes, we're sending it now.
No, this we're not actually broadcasting right now.
We're not broadcasting. Good, because we.
Oh no, we're actually broadcasting, but it's sending a black screen.
Oh.
Bummer. Yeah, there we are. No, it was black.
No,
it was black for a second.
We were just delayed.
No, it's been black the entire time.
Technical difficulties, audience. Bear with us. Uno momento, por favor.
This should be.
No, I think it's actually working.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I think it's It's
Right.
Okay.
You got that image queued? Ron, don't look at the screen.
If you're in the chat, let us know if we're working. Can you hear us? Can you see us? What? We don't know what's going on.
Okay, Ron's going to give us an interview.
Hey, Blaine.
With the one, the only Mark Camel.
Mr. Camel. Tell us.
That joke was so derailed, it crashed in the Sahara. It had to get Mark Camel to bring it back to civilization. Okay.
That's beautiful.
So, Ron, what is this week at Four Horsemen?
I don't know anymore.
Other than one train wreck after another.
Continue on train wrecks.
Yes.
This week at Four Horsemen is our weekly show to discuss events, sales promotions, and other nerdy topics.
Yes, and we are going to start off this with an announcement of our caption contest winner. We had a great image from last week.
Image was fantastic.
It was a really good one. It had with the blue guy, and it had the claw guy.
The claw dude.
And they were like, yeah, it's like that one. Who won this one, Ron?
Ken Weaver got this one, and he said, "This will not be an easy mission. Monkeys slow the expedition."
Yes. All right, but we're moving on to comics. We got to get away from this intro. We got to move forward. But we have sad news for comics this week.
Yes. We have no comics.
If you normally pick up your comics around open time, I would recommend calling before you come in. They should be in tomorrow. We will not have them at open. We will likely not have them processed the first few hours we are open.
There is a delay in shipping.
They
will be around.
Yes, if you pick them up Wednesday nights, probably going to be okay. Wouldn't hurt to call first, for sure.
Yep.
And our first book that we're talking about this week is a new title from Image. It's Dead Rabbit. The cover was the whole reason I was initially drawn to that. You see the two B's are a rabbit's head, and it's a dead rabbit's head.
Yeah.
So it's a story about a hoodlum from the 90s who's just back in business in New York City. And it sounds like fine, not like super interesting, but this cover is just really cool.
The cover's pretty cool. Who is he pummeling with the brass knuckles there?
A rabbit?
I hope not.
Why?
Rabbits are adorable.
Okay.
I love rabbits.
So, despite your resemblance of Elmer Fudd. Okay.
That rabbit had it coming.
Moving on.
He put a wig on me.
James Bond Origins #2 is coming out this week. I initially highlighted this book during the solo episode that I did with Meatwad. Oh. So I wanted to bring this back up. It's a really cool book. It's about what James Bond was doing during World War II. At the time, he was only 16, and he lied about his age to join the United Kingdom Army so that he could go cross to the continent and join in. This is all about his experience during World War II. It's a really cool book. I haven't read it, but it's definitely something to look out for.
Very cool.
Yes. And then also from DC Comics this week, what would you do if you had to fight Wonder Woman?
Oh, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Curl up in a ball play.
So Wonder Woman and Justice League Dark, The Witching Hour #1. This is the story of what if Wonder Woman was the bad guy? What if she got possessed by an evil witch? Do you think Clark and all of his might? I don't know.
No. I think she'd lay the smack down on him.
I think she is the secret boss of the Justice League.
Look at that. That is an incredible piece of artwork, though.
Yeah, it really is.
Terrifying.
And then moving on to Marvel Comics, Ron, I want you to tell me what the Superior Octopus is about.
I have no idea.
It's actually pretty self-explanatory.
Is it Doc Ock is back in Parker's body? Because that was like a storyline for a while.
A couple years ago, Doc Ock got switched bodies with Peter Parker. Well, not switched, but
he died, right?
Yeah, Peter died, and Doc Ock got Peter's body. Actually, Peter was a ghost and followed Doc Ock around.
Yep.
This is sort of a continuation of this. Doc Ock has his own body again, but he wants to continue being a superhero.
Yeah.
But he's going to San Francisco, where he will be the Superior Octopus, because his whole thing was, he decided, I'm going to be Spider-Man now.
I'm a good guy.
But I'm going to be the Superior Spider-Man. So.
Well, he had Peter sort of as his conscience, like Jiminy Cricket on his shoulder, like, you really shouldn't murder
But
people.
the whole thing is like he's making out with Mary Jane.
Yeah.
And Peter's next to him like,
losing his mind.
Superior Spider-Man, really good book. Superior Octopus, yet to be seen.
We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. And then also from Marvel, we have What If X-Men #1. The very first thing I thought of
Look at that.
when I saw this is a tech age reimagining of the X-Men. Very first thing I thought of was Ghost in the Shell.
Bingo.
Yeah,
Same.
very much.
Yeah, and Domino is Motoko Kusanagi, and Cable is Bateau.
Yeah.
It cannot have been an accident.
I like the .exe/bin. That's fantastic.
It's really great.
Nerd.
And then
Self-identifying.
X-Men Black is a
This looks incredible.
mini-series that's coming out weekly in October. So there's going to be 5 issues, one each featuring a new character each week in October. The first one features Magneto. Oh, and it's really cool. They're also doing one for Emma Frost, and I just saw an interview with the lady who wrote the Emma Frost book, and I'm super excited. They're also, I think Juggernaut is one.
Oh, cool.
Mystique is definitely one. It's definitely Magneto, Mystique, and Emma Frost. I think Juggernaut, and I forget the 5th one.
That's great.
Oh, and you know who wrote this?
Who? Clark Kent? What?
Chris Claremont.
Really?
Yes. He
All
came
right,
back
Chris.
to write this one book.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's going to be great.
Did you know there's a documentary on Amazon called Chris Claremont and the X-Men? And it's all about how X-Men was like the worst book that Marvel had, and Chris Claremont picked it up, and now it's like one of the best-selling comic book franchises of all time.
I would check it out.
Yeah,
wasn't
on Amazon Prime. Yeah, it's Amazon.
Amazon.
All right, moving on to Star Wars. This, I was so upset when I came in and I heard we didn't have comics because I wanted to read this so bad. So this is from IDW. This is from the kids Star Wars comic franchise. This is Star Wars Adventures: Tales from Vader's Castle. This is a Halloween-themed Star Wars book. It's going to be a weekly miniseries, one for each week in October, and they're all horror tales that take place in the Star Wars universe. Each one involves different characters from various Star Wars stories, and they all have like a spooky theme to them. I was really excited to read this one.
This cover looks like something straight out of the 80s, though. It looks I really like it.
Yeah, it does. And of course, these are Tales from Vader's Castle. Which, if you've been reading the Darth Vader series, you know right now Darth Vader he's building the castle. Yeah. That's what he's doing in that book.
Setting up home.
Yeah. And then we also have Star Wars number 55. And
that's amazing.
We're coming to an end of the Hope Dies story arc, which has been amazing. But I want to stop saying it every time there's a new Star Wars book, but I can't. The covers, they just knock these covers out of the park.
Yeah.
You could never read the book and just see every cover, and it's wow.
Yeah, that's really cool. There's a lot of Mon Calamari ships there.
It is.
I wonder where they're going.
I could tell you.
Don't tell me.
But I really want to make you actually just read like this arc, this Hope Dies arc.
Yeah.
Because it is so good. We've got just some teasers. Han Solo piloting an X-Wing, Princess Leia leading an expedition force to infiltrate a Star Destroyer, the Super Star Destroyer, the Executor.
Yeah.
Executor.
Oh crap!
We've got the origin of Rogue Squadron explained in this book, which includes Luke and Wedge. rebelling against rebel, essentially
that the Empire?
taking a page out of Jen Erso's book and rebelling against the rebellion.
Nice.
This story has been so great. But yes, we must move on. Okay, so last week in the Four Horsemen versus series,
who won?
Inuyasha had big dreams, but it didn't work out.
Crushed.
Good
job, Dream.
He woke up.
My boy.
He woke up. Who won the comment contest?
Kyle Warnick got it. I don't know if I can do this. I want to try it. You want to try and do it?
Okay, so Kyle Warnick won with the comment, Inuyasha has the ultimate power. Kagome's love. Each time he's about to die, she hugs him or loves him indirectly, and somehow he gets a sudden realization of how he's supposed to defeat the enemy. That really doesn't make that much sense. Turns out love armor always wins, for some reason.
I don't know why.
Unless you're fighting Dream.
Unless you're fighting Dream. But that's...
Not so much.
I like Inuyasha a lot. I'm not failing him, for losing this fight. Because I would have lost this fight. Yeah. And then this week, we have a fun one. Laura Kenny, X-23 versus... the Jabberwocky!
What?
So, I think this is a pretty fair fight.
I don't think it is at all.
Really?
No. Jabberwocky is going to destroy her.
I think they are on equal footing, but her healing factor puts her over the top.
Yeah, that's true. She can do
swallowed and then just carve them up from the inside.
Yeah, she's windmills out of there.
If she didn't have that healing factor,
maybe. But if she's bitten in half, it's gonna be real hard to heal when half of her is being digested.
I mean, there is the possibility that if he incinerates her till there's nothing left that can be regenerated.
Right.
Wolverine has died that way.
Sure.
In X-Men Forever, Storm killed Wolverine with a blast of lightning that literally obliterated him, so there was nothing left but an adamantium skeleton.
That's awesome.
So there's precedent here for the Jabberwocky being able to beat her.
Oh,
I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the speed and the size of the Jabberwocky. I think he could incapacitate her fast enough and just continually keep eating the parts that regenerate.
What if she, instead of her claws, she had a vorpal sword that came out of her
Now,
hand?
see, then maybe. Maybe.
Okay. All right. We need to move on. Moving on to last week's events, but of course we want to give a shout out to everybody who showed up for the Guilds of Ravnica pre-release
This
event.
thing was insane, guys. If you came out for the midnight, thank you so much. If you came out for any of the events over the weekend, we had a ton of fun. There was a lot of people out from midnight, a lot of bleary-eyed
Smudge
people.
on the screen there. I always love the midnight events, but I just can't do it anymore.
I'm getting up there.
Midnight movies were my favorite thing in the world forever. Yeah. Last one I did, it almost killed me. I'm so happy they do them on Thursday nights now. Yes. But anyways, we have a calendar image up on the screen, and this is all the events that we have going on this week at Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming. If you need more details on any of these, please go to facebook.com/4horsemencomics and click on the events tab. And Ron is here to tell you about our first event that we're highlighting this week,
which is the Final Fantasy card game. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. we've got a group coming out, and I haven't told the group yet this stuff, but I've got some really, really cool stuff for this week's event, so please come out. You guys are going to not want to miss this Thursday, so come check it out. It's free, totally free. Just show up.
Will it be their ultimate fantasy?
No. I hope
maybe
not.
Even their
Final Fantasy? Get out.
All right. I mean, you want to do the show by yourself?
No. Lock the door.
I'm going to do that one night. I'm just going to get up and walk out.
It's me staring at the camera for half an hour.
Now one of my...
Help.
HeroClix guys do a lot of cool themed events.
They really do.
This might be the cake. This one might take... The Battle of the Beards 3. The return of the Battle of the Beards. This Wednesday, tomorrow at 6:45. It is a Golden Age format. 400 points, only $5 to play. If your character doesn't have facial hair, they cannot play.
What if you draw the facial hair on?
I was actually about to say, does this mean that it is a male-only event? No, because we have Sharpies at the register. So
Sharpie it up.
Janet Van Dyne thinks she can rumble with Clark. Fine, here's your Sharpie. Give her
Two little
Actually,
handlebars.
please ask Nick before you draw on your figures.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Yes, of course.
Force of Will is getting together this Friday at 6. We're going to do a constructed entry event. It is also a $5 entry. Come check that out.
Yes, of course. And then, of course, the big news this week is Guilds of Ravnica is on sale this Friday. The hit set that
It's
sold
amazing.
out the pre-release midway through Saturday.
Yep.
And we had to cancel our events on
We had
Sunday,
to shut down Sunday's events.
which
So,
we apologize for. But without product, you
It's real
can't
hard to
have-
do an event.
Yeah, it's real hard to do an event. And I swear we were only selling in the alley. We only sold 30 boxes that way. I'm
Only.
kidding. We do have drafts at 6 p.m. Through Friday through Sunday. Then we also have 2 p.m. drafts Saturday and Sunday. The event schedule is on Facebook if you missed that. And entry into these drafts is only
$10.
$10.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Following up on that, we got Dice Masters this Sunday at 2. It is a Modern Age event with a $3 entry. If you haven't played Dice Masters yet, come check it out. It is a lot of fun. And who doesn't like to roll handfuls of dice?
Yeah, sure.
Don't.
This is
Mon
your
cher.
gambit. I was looking at the trades earlier, and one of the Marvel trades was Rocket Raccoon and Gambit complete collection. Like, what?
Empty pages.
What is this? But still, like, those are two characters. I wonder. I'm curious. All right.
I'm not curious.
We have some upcoming events going on for October that we want to highlight.
There's so many.
We're going to have more details on these coming up, but we do want to let you know that we have the HeroClix Secret Wars Battle World release event that is going to be on October the 17th, a Pokemon League Challenge on the 19th. We have the return of the Standard Showdown on October the 20th,
Yay.
and of course the Pokemon Sun and Moon
Lost
Thunder
Thunder
pre-release event, bringing the Thunder down on October the 27th. But Ron is super excited to tell you about maybe his favorite event for the year. It's either this or Free Comic Book Day.
you
I'm not
making this
sure.
up?
I'm not sure.
Zombie Walk, October 27th. I cannot wait for this. It is always so much fun. Gross. Get zombie, come out the high street.
Where's Lucille? I just had it.
Oh.
I don't know.
Lucy.
Hey, Maggie. Have you seen Lucille?
I'm sure she has.
That was insensitive.
Oh.
All right, continue.
Zombie Walk. The route is out on the Facebook page for Zombie Walk, so go check it out. Again, we're trying to raise some food, canned food for local food shelters. So
Bring canned
come out,
food.
bring some canned food, have some fun.
Non-perishables. Yes.
Yep.
Not used food.
Nope.
We don't take used food. And then coming up in November.
November.
That's a factor.
Yep.
Yeah. After October, it's kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point?
It's like Thanksgiving, Christmas.
We have some cool events. We've got the WizKids Fall HeroClix Open. That is a sealed format event. That is going to be on Saturday, November the 3rd. We also have a 40K doubles tournament. Don't do a lot of those. That's going to be really cool the following Saturday, November the 10th. And, of course, we also have the local comic shop day, which is coming up on Saturday, 11/17. That's
Yes.
going to be a fun one.
Yep.
More of these like comic book
Oh,
events that celebrate local comic and gaming stores. Always a good thing.
There's one thing that I forgot to tell you about. On the weekend of the 27th, same weekend as Zombie Walk,
The Thunder?
There's going to be another little event going on.
The anniversary event?
Anniversary.
I already know.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Anniversary of what?
Blaine wants to use time frozen cup of soup for his food donation for the Zombie Walk. Approved.
Sure. Yeah, Christine told me about that like 3 weeks ago.
Okay. As long as somebody's on top of this, because I'm not.
All right, moving on. We have a new product that we want to highlight for you. It's the Transformers trading card game, which Ron has all the details.
I actually did a learn to play downstairs a little while ago, and this game is actually a lot of fun. And somehow it sold out in about 2 days. All the boosters are gone. All of the starters. We still have starters. We still have a little bit of boosters. But as far as like all the distributors, stuff's gone.
Would you say that
Here
it's
it
so?
comes. let me
Would you say?
let me get ready.
It's so good that it's Decepticon good.
That was actually pretty good. You get points for that one.
Yay!
Oh,
Yeah, I come up with so many of them. You might say I'm an Autobot.
God. So gameplay is really fast. The cards look really cool, and you get to make robot noises.
I will leave that one alone. All right, moving on to my favorite segment.
And my favorite segment.
This week in Star Wars. Yes, we have a lot to talk about this. I actually trimmed some things from the docket, so we're going to get through this. So they just released a trailer that you can view on the Star Wars YouTube channel. It's the Star Wars VR story, Vader Immortal Episode 1.
Oh my gosh.
And this is a virtual reality, like interactive game show type movie thing about Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, you're piloting a VR world. You're actually walking around, the headsets on, you got the guns.
And this isn't like
beautiful,
like something that you have to drive to Disney to do. This is going to be available on your phone. As if you have one of those headsets that Walmart has on the clearance tables for like $5.
Yeah,
buy one because you're going to be able to do this.
Yeah,
it looks really cool. Check out the trailer; it's awesome. Speaking of trailers, we talked about Star Wars Resistance when it was originally announced, and they put out the first trailer, and you and I both said the same thing, that like it didn't really look like Star Wars. If Poe and BB-8 had not been in it, you would never know. You wouldn't have known. So they just released an extended trailer, and they completely got rid of that. It has stormtroopers and the First Order, and Captain Phasma is in it, and Leia is in it, and it like ties these new characters into the Resistance and the First Order, and it actually gives you a little bit about the story of this guy here in the middle in the green jacket. He's a Resistance spy who's infiltrating this racing team in order to try and figure out who's sympathetic to the First Order and try to recruit people to the Resistance. So check out the new trailer. Definitely has a little bit more of a Star Wars feel to it. And I just gotta say, BB-8 is adorable in this show.
Look at him.
He's just so cute.
Not as cute as R2.
I could BB-8 him up.
He's a close second.
Close. He's a distant third. Fourth.
Ouch. It's getting worse. Where's IG-88 in this?
No. I think I like BB-8 more than L3.
I don't think that I do.
Then that would put BB-8 at 5.
Yeah.
So
R2 three
times. So
times.
it's like C-3PO.
No.
R2-D2.
So wrong.
K2.
So wrong.
L3. BB-8. Maybe R4 is above.
Yeah, I would put R4 above him. Yeah. I'd put a gonk above
what's
BB-8.
What's with all this BB hate?
Moving on.
Okay. So this is the real meat of the episode here. This is something I wanted to highlight that happened recently in the Star Wars community that is just so cool. All right, so the photo you have there on the far right is James Arnold Taylor, who is the man who is the voice actor for Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original Clone Wars miniseries, the Clone Wars film, and in the Clone Wars television series. On the far left is Anna Graves, who is the voice actress for Duchess Satine, for you non-Clone Wars people. That is
I'm getting to it.
That is Obi-Wan's love interest character.
Okay.
Who's also the Queen of Mandalore.
Jedis can't have girlfriends or love interests.
I know.
No.
That's why
they can't.
They're not allowed.
Where do you get all those little munchkins?
So, without spoiling too much, there's about 8 or 10 episodes that deals with the relationship between Obi-Wan and Satine, a Jedi who cannot love, and Obi-Wan is like the Jedi, the follow the rules by the book Jedi, who also is in love with the Queen of Mandalore.
He's just friends with benefits.
And these are like, if not the best, these are some of the best episodes, if not the best episodes in the Clone Wars. Okay.
Nice.
So back to our story. So James Arnold Taylor, the voice actor of Obi-Wan Kenobi, is at a convention 2 years ago. He vlogs everything he does. And he meets this guy here in the middle. He meets the two of these people in the middle at his convention. They line up at his table, and they're cosplaying as Obi-Wan and Satine.
That's fantastic.
And they tell their story. They're like, we met. I was at home watching Clone Wars, and she was a mutual friend who came over, and she loved Star Wars. She sat down. She fell in love with Satine. Obi-Wan was already my favorite character. They met through this story, and they cosplay as the characters. They come to the convention to meet him and tell him the story. He makes a vlog about it. Fast forward 2 years in the future, these two are getting married. They invite James Arnold Taylor and Anna Graves to their wedding, and not only do they accept the invitation, this was at the Salt Lake City Comic Convention. They offer to officiate it. They go and they do the wedding all in cosplay. The two of them officiate it, and they have a ceremony that was written by one of the writers of the Clone Wars.
That's cool.
Which was the
That's
most
really cool.
beautiful wedding ceremony I've ever heard in my life. And they're a member of the Mandalorian equivalent of the 501st.
Yeah.
And they get marched to... They do a Mandalorian procession of 40 cosplayers through the convention hall with 40 Mandalorians. So you can view this entire thing. There's like a 25-minute video which tells the whole story and has all the video from the wedding and the procession on James Arnold Taylor's YouTube channel. I believe it's youtube.com/user/James Arnold Taylor. It's a great story, and it's just awesome that these two people who are, not Tom Cruise celebrities,
Right.
but they are working actors and known people in the Star Wars community who said, "Hey,
we'll do this.
We're going to take a weekend off, and we're going to go officiate your wedding at this convention," and it's just really awesome. Yes.
I like it. I love when they do that.
All right, so take it away with this week in movies.
Kicking off with Venom this Thursday. I don't know what you're thinking about Venom, but I think it's going to be real pretty to look at. That's about it.
I'm looking forward to going to seeing it because I'm thinking it's going to be fun. I'm going in with low expectations.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think that I'm looking forward to the action scenes and the special effects and Tom Hardy.
Right. That's about it.
I feel like I do better with these movies when I go in with these tempered expectations. The same philosophy that I have here working at Horsemen Comics and Gaming.
Keep those expectations low. It's attainable. It's very attainable.
Show me your best Venom tongue.
I don't have a Venom tongue. Yeah.
This is a family-friendly show.
Not
guys.
anymore. It's not.
Ronnie Brock. Daily Bugle.
We are Venom. No Spider-Man.
So,
No Spider-Man.
I shouldn't say.
Right.
I saw a possible spoiler for the post-credit scene of this film.
Well,
and I will not say it on the show.
Post-credits aside, how are you going to have a villain without a hero? Or are they trying?
Well, that's the thing. Like he's like the anti-hero,
Yeah.
I guess. It's weird.
Yeah, it really is.
But they're doing this whole like Sony's trying to do like this Spider-Man verse, like their own like movie universe of Spider-Man characters without Spider-Man. They had a Black Cat and Silver Sable movie that I think had a script and it had a green light, and they just recently like decided not to make it.
Sony, come on.
I know.
Stop.
Just sell the rights to all of this to Marvel.
Yeah.
They will pay you any amount. They have Disney money. $2 billion. Here's the rights to all the Spider-Man characters.
They'll shake down the couch. They'll get the money.
Yeah, it'll be fine. You already have this special agreement that they can use Peter Parker in their movies. Just give them the rest. Oh my gosh, it's
awful.
Yeah. All right, we need to move on. All right,
what else we got?
We have your top 10.
Top 10. All right, these are my top 10 movies that scared me silly or made some kind of a...
So you say the number and I'll say the movie.
All right, this is number 10.
Hereditary.
This
is the one that just came out recently.
Yeah, I did
not get to see
this.
This
Is kind of honorable mention because it is kind of recent, and I don't think it's going to stick with me. I will never ever see this movie ever again.
So it won't stick with you.
Well, I hope not, because there were a few scenes in this thing that were so awful. I never want to see this movie.
They play the kid card a lot in this movie.
Yeah, they do. This is 2 hours of kid cards, and the one of the scariest things. My wife and daughter watch this movie. There's one part in this movie where it's awful. They laughed. Absolutely, straight up laughed, and I was so done.
All right.
Moving on, number 9.
The Thing.
The Thing was scary. When I saw this thing scared the pants off. There was a spider with a head on it crawling around.
Ron Weasley from Harry Potter. His number one fear.
It's spiders. It is very, very...
J.K. Rowling based that character off of you.
After the show, remind me to tell you a story about a spider.
Okay.
True story.
Okay. Is this the one that you gave your car?
No. This happened like 2 nights ago.
Oh.
It was,
Okay, cool.
It was Bad News Bears.
Next.
All right.
The Blob.
The Blob. Have you ever heard of The Blob? Have you ever seen this movie?
I have not seen the original Blob.
This isn't the original.
This is the remake of it, and the reason that this one scared me, the first one really did, because I saw the first one as a kid, and it was kind of creepy. Yeah, well, yeah, I saw it on like a chiller theater or whatever. But this thing, it's the same thing. It's the same reason that Night of the Living Dead didn't scare me. The zombies were like, scrolling around. The blob in this thing was fast. And there's one part where people run down the street and this thing just goes splat, and they're just like all sizzling and melting.
If Fred Dukes was fast, he'd beat the X-Men every time.
God. What number are we on?
7.
7. Reanimator. Such a good movie.
Practical
So
effects.
weird. Very practical effects. And that's kind of what drew me to this one, was a lot of practical effects, and I love special effecty type stuff. Remember a lot of scenes from this. When he's reanimating the head. Awesome. Herbert West. Scanners. Have you seen this movie?
No, but I just watched this episode of The Big Bang Theory like 2 nights ago, where Sheldon's like doing this to Leonard, and Penny's like, "What is he doing? He's trying to blow up your brain." Like, and she's, "What?" It's like, from the classic sci-fi film Scanners. God, Penny.
Yeah. This movie was so cool. And the reason I think it left an impression on me, for the longest time, my movie rating scale was the number of head explosions. This one topped the charts.
Does that include Star Wars?
It did. I rated Star Wars. There were no head explosions.
Star Wars, bottom of the list. So bad.
Didn't stack up.
Aliens.
Aliens.
Not Alien.
The first Alien did not scare me. This thing scared me.
Alien didn't scare me either, but I also saw it as an adult.
Probably later.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. This thing, there were just so many of them, and there's one scene where they're peeking up in the ceiling, and you just see like hundreds of them like crawling around like spiders.
It's arachnophobia on this list.
Why isn't it? It ought to be.
It ought to be.
I totally didn't think about that. I've blocked that.
All right, officially replacing this with arachnophobia.
Yeah, not this one.
28 weeks later.
This is my number 4. This one, again, I don't like movies where they do really awful things with kids, and this one did it. And the zombies were fast. You can't outrun zombies. They will run forever and never get tired, and they will eat you.
Are you one of those people who gets got by animals dying in a movie?
No.
Okay.
Kids, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be a person who was if a dog died, I got super upset.
Yeah.
Once I had kids, I was like, whatever, kill all the dogs.
Yep.
Maybe not kill all the dogs.
So now we're on the number 3.
Number 3.
Halloween.
Michael Myers, huh?
Early on. I mean, this is one of the earlier.
Explain this one away.
I can't. He really scared me. The what was it?
How old were you when you saw this movie?
I was young. I mean, I didn't see it. I might have seen this in the theaters.
Is that the new Phyrexia set symbol at the bottom of the poster?
Oh my lord, it is.
Ominous. The Phyrexians and Michael Myers. All right, number 2.
Number 2.
We have A Nightmare on Elm Street. Love this movie.
Yeah.
Didn't particularly scare me.
It scared me. The first one was so unique, and
For the time, yeah. I saw this movie 20 years after it came out or whatever. Yeah.
Johnny Depp. Come on, Johnny
Depp's
in it.
First movie.
Oh.
First movie.
And I mean, the effects in this also were what kind of drew me to this, because it was really cool. Isn't
that bloodbath in the bed? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's still wow. That's a lot of dead pigs you killed for that scene.
It's nasty.
And
number 1.
Yes.
This thing, I tell you
Hellraiser.
what, these movies, the later ones weren't that great, but Hellraiser, for me, was one of those movies that just really stuck with me.
I love this movie. I didn't think it was particularly scary, but I do love this movie.
The visualizations, flying hooks, getting and pulling you apart, and
okay, this is another one of the things. I saw this movie as an adult. Had I seen this movie as a kid, you didn't think Texas Chainsaw Massacre was scary.
Because
I saw that when I was like 7.
Oh God.
Yeah, so
explains a lot.
If I would. It's like, oh, he's put her on the wall. He picks her up and puts her on the hook on the wall, and she's like, if I seen this movie as a kid, ugh.
Yeah. I love the pins.
Such a pinhead.
God. Next.
That's it.
That's it.
Number 1.
It's my movies.
And then arachnophobia right here.
Honorable mention.
Super 1, Class S.
Yeah, above everything else.
Above everything else. Have you seen Arachnophobia?
I have seen parts of it.
You've never.
It freaks me out. I mean, Yeah, the spider. If the spiders were more realistic,
Mm-hmm.
the spider scene in Harry Potter terrified me.
Have you
Aragog or
seen-
whatever.
Yeah,
Hated that.
Aragog. Eight-legged freaks.
Hate that movie too. Hate it. Hate. And that was supposed to be funny.
Freaks.
Hate it.
Yeah. All right. So we're moving on to Did You Know for Horsemen? Did you know that our Pokemon events are hotter than a Charmander
I
trapped in
promise
the
I'll do
dryer?
what you tell me next time. I won't burn down your house. I won't set you on fire. I'm so sorry. Let me out.
I'll do that while I'm drinking. That is
That's pretty good.
that my Charmander that I've had since high school. That a friend of mine, his dog drug it out of the woods. Come to find out that Charmander used to belong to another friend of mine who lost it playing in the woods at his grandmother's house. That Charmander showed up like 2 years later
Oh my.
in one of... Never mind. It needs to stop here. This story needs to stop right now. We have a sale.
We do.
What's our sale?
Work. Buy the Transformers TCG and we'll let your family live. I don't think we can actually say that.
We need to come up with a sale on the spot then. Are we selling Transformers singles?
We don't have Transformers singles. How about a sale on the starter? Two-player
Okay.
starters. How about two-player starters? 20% off.
20% off.
20% off.
Mention This Week at Four
Yes.
Horsemen
Yep.
at that counter.
Yeah.
Our nice
The
counter.
front-
Why
the-
didn't we do?
We
why-
haven't-
That should have been our Did You Know?
That should have been, yeah.
All right, next
Yeah.
week.
Next
That'll
week.
be our
We'll
Did You
do-
Know? We have a new counter.
It's really cool.
Real nice.
Very
It's probably
nice.
not going to look so great next
Yes,
week.
probably not.
See now. Mhm. Oh, and one other thing before we get to our social medias. Episode 100 is coming.
Oh.
You won't want to miss it.
Yes, you probably will.
I'm going to talk Ron into doing a $100 gift card for
Ooh,
episode 100.
I can do that.
Yeah,
I can do that.
Mhm.
And
So-
it will not kill the family. Just reading some of the comments. on Facebook.
Watch it, or your family will not die. All right, we're moving on to our social medias. Please like us at facebook.com/4horsemancomics. Follow us on Instagram at 4horsemancomics. Watch all of our YouTube content at youtube.com/t/4horsemancomics gaming. Follow us on Twitter at the number 4horsemancomics. Watch all of our streaming content at twitch.tv/4horsemancomics. Shop our TCG inventory at shop.4horsemancomics.com. And of course, stop into our store in the Morgantown Mall in Morgantown, West Virginia, where original Morgantown fun can be had at Morgantown.
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 Post credit scene. Am I Johnny? 100 episodes. I'm blue, right? Okay, gotcha. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant!
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're
They're-
acting like a child!
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
He'll hear you!
Here he comes now. I'm getting out of here. He got 8, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's dead.
So 8.